It's Thursday. Oh my gosh, off to a bad start already. It's Thursday, August 14th. Happy off day. It was well needed after whatever the heck that Rockies series was. Welcome back to Cardinal Territory. My good friend and voice of the Spanish radio broadcast for the St. Louis Cardinals, Polo Ascencio, is back on the show, back by popular demand, I should say. Polo, thank you for taking some time out of your very busy off day to chat with me.
Katie Wu, I was just cleaning my apartment and making sure that everything looked good because I'm a very clean person. You know,
Are you?
If you see me on the road, or actually not on the road, at the stadium, I always try to look good, and my apartment always looks good because I am a firm believer that if you go out of your house feeling that your house is clean and you're good, you're gonna have a good day. So everybody out there, clean your rooms, clean your house, and you will feel a lot better. That's how I'm feeling right now. It's a happy Thursday. Yes, that series against the Rockies. I mean, watching baseball yesterday after our game, the Cardinals game against the Rockies, I was watching the Dodgers and the Angels. It's like the Angels are to the Dodgers what the Rockies are to the Cardinals this season.
Yes, I thought
teams that struggle against everybody else, but then against one team, boom, you go get it. But anyway, that's how I feel. I feel good.
I'm glad you feel good. And I think we had the same wavelength because I cleaned my kitchen today. It was needed. I was on the road for like 10 days. And I don't know how an apartment can get so cluttered when I'm not even in here. But I came home after our series yesterday and I looked around my apartment. And I was like, something has to change. So look at us.
Something has to change. Things are changing, Katie Wu. Things are changing.
Things are very much changing. Let's get into it, Polo, as we think about what the next 6 weeks for the Cardinals are going to look like. They're 500 again. On Monday, we were talking about them potentially sneaking in 3 games back from the postseason or from the final wild card spot, making a potential postseason-ish run. I don't know how much stock you put into that. I don't know if it's as little as I did. And then, the Rocky series kind of deflates the air. But when you look at this team right now, going forward, what do you think is the most important thing they could do?
Wow. I mean, coming into the season, we all heard it, right? And we said it before the couple of times that I've been on the show, let the kids play. The most important thing for me is that. Because as long as the Mets exist, you're going to have a chance to get into that third wild card. As long as the Mets exist, you're going to have a chance. The Reds are like 1 game out now. The Cardinals are 4 games out. And if we know something about this team is that we know nothing about this team. Like this team can go hot, be 8 games over 500, and then this team can go cold, go at 500. And again, at the beginning of the season, that's what a lot of people were expecting, a 500 ball club. Yes, I get it. The players don't think that. The manager doesn't think that. The coaches don't think that. The front office doesn't think that. But everybody, the outside world was like, that's who the Cardinals are. So I think what we are now is what people were expecting for the Cardinals to be. I also think that there is another run in them. I do believe there's another run in them. How close will they get to a playoff spot? We don't know. One thing that I've noticed this year, Katie, and I'm pretty new in St. Louis, right? This is our 10th season doing baseball. And I still think that I'm new to St. Louis. Over the last few years, except for the last 2, but before that, we always heard about the September Devil Magic and the run to the playoffs. That is not happening this year. So the mindset of the fan base has changed. Nobody thinks amongst the fans that this team has a run in them still. And to me, that's important. That's important because it changes everything that the front office and the coaches and the organization is going to think in the future. The fans are changing, the mindset are changing, and perhaps today's show should be times are changing because now people are not believing in this team. I just said it. Do I believe they have another run? I do believe they have another run, and I want them to have another run. So I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think about this team. I mean, they show you one day really, really good things. Then the next day, things don't go their way. It's a little frustrating for everybody, and you can tell. Like I hardly ever get frustrated, but thank you, Katie. You made me frustrated this morning.
Thank you. I have that effect on people, it seems. Sorry about it. I'm with you. I think there's, for whatever reason, a huge difference between being 3 games out of a postseason spot and 4. I don't know why. But what I have like after the deadline, I told myself, release your expectations and just see how they play. This rotation has problems, as we know. There is some serious concern over the inconsistency of the offense. I like the bullpen. Not their best day yesterday. That's going to happen. You're allowed to have a bad day if you're JoJo Romero in the course of 3 months, okay? So if there's one thing I'm banking the success of this team on, it is the bullpen, because they've overcome adversity over and over again. I'm just not sure if that's enough to make up for a very sketch starting rotation in terms of, not having a lot of consistency there, and an offense that also hasn't had a lot of consistency there. So is it frustrating? Yes, we've talked about it all season long with fans. Like, ride the roller coaster. It kind of feels like a toxic relationship with the St. Louis Cardinals, which we've been for a very long time. But as we look forward to the remaining 6 weeks of the regular season, you are right. The Mets keep Metsing it up. Good one. Put on a shirt. And the Reds. I'm not. I've always been kind of a Reds hater, and I can't give you any valid reason why. So I'm just gonna take my opinion out of there.
The Reds are like it's one of those teams that it's very easy to not like or to forget about them.
I never believe that they will actually put a run together. I could be wrong this year, but I never actually felt that.
No, and it feels the same way, because we didn't know who they were going to be. Yeah, they had a new manager, but how much impact does a manager have on a team? And I guess Tito Francona is having a good impact on them, because he has them one game out of the Mets, because the Mets keep Metsing around or Metsing it up. So man, it's frustrating, it's maddening, but that's why we love it. That's why we're here. That's why you are doing what you're doing. That's why I do what I do, because we love that feeling of frustration and stress, thinking and hoping that one day we're going to be part of that team that is the final team drinking champagne. And that's why we keep doing it. That's why we go back to doing it. This Cardinal team, yeah, I mean, you said it, the rotation. Who are we? What are we? Is Libby tired? Is Libby just having a bad rough stretch? What's going on with Michael? As at home, he's pretty good. He's decent. He's a 5-inning good guy. Then on the road, he just blows up. Who is Sonny Gray? Sonny Gray, is he your ace or is he not your ace? And does he do things like an ace should do? Then you have the other two guys, McGreevy and Palante, which I was thinking this morning. If you combine McGreevy and Palante, you have a great pitcher. Like, because McGreevy is super chill, super cool, attacks, and then Palante cares so much that at times on the mound he looks like he's about to like knock somebody's teeth in or something like that. It's just it's crazy to think that even though we have had so many issues throughout the year, you said it, somehow 3 sounds a lot better than 4, but 4 is not that bad.
It's really not.
I said it 5 minutes ago. I believe this team still has a run. What kind of run? I don't know, but I feel that going into the last couple of weeks of the season, this team is going to have a real chance of sneaking into playoffs.
You and Adam Wainwright, lock it in with your same beliefs.
Besties.
No, we'll see Adam Wainwright this series. I believe him and AJ Przinsky, friend of the show, and NFL Territory, have the broadcast for Saturday night's Cardinals-Yankees game. We'll get into that series, though, first. However, we must hear from our good pals at DraftKings for our Player to Watch segment. All right, we brought him. Ooh, what are you drinking?
Iced latte.
Did you go to Fielder's Choice?
My friends are Fielder's Choice. Go get the Polo breakfast burrito. It's so really good.
So
good. You know who eats the Polo breakfast burrito quite often?
Who?
You're not gonna believe. JoJo Romero.
Oh my gosh, the guy who's our DraftKings player spotlight.
No way.
No, I didn't tell you this, but yeah, this is true. See,
there you go.
So in sync. I wanted to talk about JoJo Romero, so I figured we'd make him our player spotlight. Does he bite his scooter to Fielder's Choice, pick up the burrito, and then go to the ballpark?
No, he has breakfast and then goes to the ballpark.
Okay.
It's funny because we're neighbors, and I walk the same way that he goes by. Oh, I hear the ding ding, ding ding, kind of like yesterday, ding ding. That's the ball out of Goodman's bat. But anyway,
that was a tank. Yeah, JoJo Romero, what a guy, coming in after the trade deadline as the team's unofficial closer. They are doing a closer by committee by definition because there's only one left-hander, Romero, in the bullpen, though John King will start a rehab assignment either today, Thursday, or Friday with AAA Memphis in Charlotte, I believe is where they are. So John King on his way back hopefully soon. But for JoJo, I think it's so interesting as we see him, and you know JoJo well, you're very close with him, Polo, and you look at where he was in 23 when he came over in that trade for Mendoza from Philadelphia to where he is now, the progression and the belief in his stuff, he's nasty. And yes, I know that pitch did not go his way against the Rockies yesterday, but that was the first home run he'd surrendered since April 21st. And he's been so effective against lefties all year, has really found a way to combat righties. And he is, when you look at a Cardinals bullpen that should be depleted, helping keep them sustainable and effective even as a top option in that bullpen. In your conversations with JoJo Romero, what have you learned about him as he's embraced this new role here in St. Louis?
Well, one thing is, and we hear this a lot from guys, he wants to stay here. He is open to listening. He is open to sitting down, him and his agent. They want to be here. They want to stay here. They like it here. They really, really do. And when you hear, you don't hear that all the time from every single player. Some players are like, hey, I'm going to be a free agent and see what happens. Hey, whatever happens. But when somebody tells you, like the kids with Ryan Helsley, like, hey, I know I'm going to be traded, but hopefully in the offseason, we can talk and I can come back. So JoJo wants to be here. And that's why he wants that ball. He wants it and he takes it. He does the best that he can. And under the circumstances, being the only lefty, and that's one thing that I haven't asked him, and I will, do you have a little extra pressure? Just knowing that you are the one lefty in the bullpen right now. You have a bunch of righties, but like yesterday, he was the guy. And one way or the other, the three high leverage guys that we have right now, you cannot use them every day. And JoJo was the guy at that moment. And, it didn't work out for him. And yes, it was a bad moment, but you said it, one home run since April, that's not bad at all. He wants it. He wants it bad. He has that passion. And you see it, when he closed the game the other night, his passion, his like emphasis on let's go. I like that. Do you like that from a player? Do you like to see that? Because there's so many players and pitchers in particular that you don't see any passion. And as a fan, you want that. You want that connection because if you're in the stands, if you're at home watching or listening on La Tremenda 880 in Espanol, of course, and you get excited, you want your players to get excited. And I welcome that. And I welcome somebody like JoJo Romero on my team any time, any year, any day. I want somebody like that because the last thing I want is somebody that shows no emotion. Somebody might be effective all the time, but with no emotion, that takes away from the moment. I love what he does. I love what he is doing. And I really want him to keep succeeding and being a superstar one day. And again, it doesn't hurt that his parents, his family are Mexican, so mi hermano mexicano. Let's go.
I'm with you on everything there from JoJo. And what he's done in 23 when he came in and he was the closer, that was the Cardinals just figuring out, okay, look, we are 20 games out of it. Let's see what he has. Can he figure this out? We're going to put him in there regardless of lane, regardless of handedness. Go figure it out, sink or swim. And he did a really nice job. That gave him the confidence to be a key setup reliever in 24. We know how good that bullpen was. And now here he is in the same role kind of that he was in 2023, except they already know what they have in him. They already know what kind of stuff he is, how he prepares, how he goes and attacks opposing hitters. And when I talked to him, he said, yeah, of course it's not ideal to be the only lefty. He goes, but I don't think of it at that. He says, I think of it more as I don't have a designated role. My role is to just be ready, whether it's the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. All I need to know is who am I going to face? And he goes to our pal Julio in the bullpen and ask, who are the pinch hitters? What lane do I need to prepare for? And just tell me when to be ready and I'll go in. And because he has that confidence and the trust in his stuff, that stuff plays regardless of lane, leverage, wherever they are in the game. So JoJo Romero can be a real weapon for this team next year. And as the Cardinals are trying to figure out exactly who they can count on, I think they already know they can count on JoJo in 2026.
Count on JoJo. I like that. That's a campaign. Hashtag count on JoJo. And then JoJo, that's a beautiful name. His name is Joseph Abel Romero. But by the way, I had a conversation with his dad the other day by the name of Abel. He's going to be here this weekend. I don't know if you met him before, but I'll introduce you to him. And we were talking again. Where I live in California, he JoJo grew up like 30 minutes from where I live in California, a little town by the name of Oxnard, or that's the name of the town, Oxnard, California. On his bio, on MLB and everywhere else, it says Camarillo because he was born in a hospital in Camarillo, but he represents Oxnard. So anybody out there, JoJo's dad wants you to know that he represents and he claims Oxnard, California. He is not a fufu from Camarillo. So there you go.
California love, you and me both. We know that. If you have not played Pick Six over at DraftKings, let me introduce for you. Usually this is Bernie's segment, and he is obviously not on this episode. And I can't make picks for you, but I can tell you that if you go to the DraftKings website, there are plenty of I think there are 5 Major League games today. Some available that I'm seeing. Our pal, Hunter Goodman, 0.5 home runs. That's something that you can pick if you would like to. Seiya Suzuki is on there. Kyle Tucker. Cubs been going through it, Cardinals fans. I know you love to hear that. And your favorite player of all time, Pete Crow Armstrong, Cardinals fans.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, he's set for 0.5 home runs. So there's a bunch of things you can look at over on the website there at DraftKings. You can download the DraftKings Pick Six app right now and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL. Register a new account and get $50 in bonus picks instantly. Ride the upside where a few bucks can turn into a bag only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Bonus picks expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Yay. All right. Back to it. Well, as viewers of this podcast know, because I've only complained about it 80 times so far, I missed a pretty big event in St. Louis last weekend. Your pal, Cardinals great Yadier Molina, was back in St. Louis in the dugout in uniform with manager Ollie Marmol and his staff. Yes? Did you have a question?
No. It's number 4 up here. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Number 4 up here.
Yes, for our podcast friends, there is a framed Yadier Molina jersey in Polo's apartment behind him. With the gloves. Nice.
Yes. Very nice. And he signed the 4 for me there.
Love that. Love that for you. My background is not nearly as cool, but whatever. It's fine. Everyone that was there, again, wasn't me, has raved about how that weekend went. And I know you and Yadi are especially close. You helped organize this. What was your takeaway from Yadi weekend?
I loved it. I tell people, when people tell me, oh, tell him we miss him, and they miss the player, right? They miss the passion. For me, I miss my friend because, for whatever reason, we got close to the point where, it's always baseball, but it's more family and just life now than baseball. And I loved having him here. I had, like you said, a small part on him being back in St. Louis. And when I picked him up from the airport, he had a smile from here to here. And he sees me and, hey, let's go, let's do this. And from the minute he got here, he was happy. He was relaxed. He enjoyed his time. He missed I think that the part that he missed the most, other than the fans and the love of the fans, was be part of the team again. Feel like you're part of a team. And before I go forward with this, kudos, props, high five, star in the forehead to Oliver Marmol. I mean, Ollie did a phenomenal job of I don't know, like trying to make people understand that he's not scared. He is very secure. He is confident of who he is, Oliver, like I call him. Because he was ahead of everybody. He was ahead of the media. Once he realized that this was happening, once he heard that Yadi was on the plane and Yadi had landed in St. Louis, like, okay, this is happening. He is here. Let me talk to the media. Let me talk to the fans. And let's make sure that Yadier Molina, who is an icon, a hero, a beloved Cardinal, and forever will be, feels welcome and doesn't feel like he's stepping on anybody's toes. So, Oliver, if you're watching, I told you already face-to-face on Saturday morning. I'm saying it again. You did a phenomenal job of telling people, I know what I have. I know who I am. I know who this guy is. And if he can make me better as a manager and make my team better now and for the future, anybody who can make me better, and even, me, Polo, or you, Katie, we are welcome. We welcome those people. Come challenge me, make me better. Let's work together for one goal. And the goal is to bring Cardinal baseball back to the playoffs and bring number 12 to the house. So with that being said, Ali, again, felicidades. You did a great job. You earned a lot more. I mean, I already respected you, but a lot more than before, and I told you already. But yeah, going back to Yadi, I mean, he enjoyed every single one of them moments. Talking to the catchers, putting a couple of 30-minute, 1-hour clinics for Pozo, for Pedro Pajes, for Poggi, for KT, for Julio Rangel, the coach in the bullpen. And one of the things that some people don't understand, yeah, you're a catcher, right? And you are one of the best ever. That doesn't mean that you only know catching. You know a lot of things, planning, pitching. And one of the conversations I had was with Andre Granillo, another reliever for the Cardinals. And he was very happy to not only meet him, but to talk to him and to hear what he was saying about planning ahead of time. So his visit, when I dropped him off at the airport on the way back on Sunday morning, I asked him, hey, from 1 to 10, how do you, what's the grade you put on this visit? And he said 8. I'm like, okay, that's not a bad grade. And then he said, it will be 10 if my flight doesn't get delayed back home. The flight got delayed about 45 minutes, so maybe a 9. I mean, I cannot promise that he's going to be back. I'm not him. He's not I. But I can tell you that he is very happy, and he's looking forward to coming back and talk some more baseball with the guys and get to know this team, because he knows this team is going to be a lot of those guys. A lot of the guys we have are going to be here for a while, for a few years. So he wants them to know him, and he wants to know them too. So it was a very good visit for St. Louis, for him, for Cardinal Nation, for our manager, for our front office, and our future front office. And also, I mean, he made an appearance at the museum. One of his gloves, they didn't have a glove from Yadi at the museum for some reason. Yeah, it was crazy. So it's there now, and it's going to be out for people to watch it or look at it. And again, he did things that in the past he didn't, because he was playing. He was worried about playing baseball and being ready. Now he got, from what I saw, right, he got to enjoy baseball again. He got to enjoy the museum. And if you haven't been to the Cardinals Museum, please do so. It's really, really cool. So, yeah, I mean, it was really, really good, Katie. And you missed a good weekend of baseball because the Cardinals beat the Cubs, and you missed the return of Yadier Molina. But I'm sure that you'll be around for the next time he's here.
But you know what I did see? I did see a shutout loss to the Rockies and a series loss to the Rockies. So obviously, really good timing on my part.
You. It's you. We need to get you out of here.
It might be me. Careful what you wish for. When I think you're completely right about the Yadi situation. And again, I wasn't there, but from people that I've talked to, whether it was the importance of Yadi coming back, like he is St. Louis. This franchise is so lucky to have so many historic names, but there's only one number 4. And for Yadi to come back after such a long absence, I talked to him in spring training, as you know, and that was the first time we really heard from him in a while, just about where he was at. And I think it makes a ton of sense to want to be around his family and help his son, who's in high school, try to commit. And he did, to UT Austin, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations, Yanu. But for him to come back, have that reception, to have Ollie Marmol do what he did and say, like, hey, I'm not going to be selfish here. This is the best thing for everybody in the organization to have Yadi here. Come sit in the dugout with me. Yadi and the city connects. I just loved everything about it. And I know that he did a couple of signings, one with you out in South County, to go visit the museum, to just be a part of this organization again. It can be very hard as a player, not just a player, but a franchise icon, to step away from the game and not really know what your identity is after that. But one thing about Yadi is that he will always be synonymous with St. Louis. And I think that was relayed to him this weekend. And you know him much better than I do. Maybe that was something he needed to feel and experience firsthand to really understand it.
Yeah, because last time he was here was when Adam retired. And
Right.
That visit lasted about 24 hours. And it was quick. It was in and out, in and out. This one was a lot more relaxed, a lot more time. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed it very much. And I don't know if you saw this, but at the end of game one of that series, Pedro was like praising his presence in the dugout. Like during the game, and Benji Molina, my partner in the booth, he does his job, I do my job, so he's looking more around what's happening, and he caught it. And we talked about it during the broadcast, how Yadi was like whistling and yelling at Pedro, not yelling in a bad way, like for him to listen to him, to hear him, and he was like telling him like, "Hey, go inside against Kyle Tucker." Like, the Cubs were pitching inside, and they hit Wilson Contreras, and they've been hitting everybody. And during one at bat with Kyle Tucker, I looked, and Yadi was telling Pedro, like, go up and in, like make him feel uncomfortable. So 2 pitches up and in. The second one hit a fly ball to center field with runners to first and second late in the game. So not only he was talking to Pedro, and then Pedro, okay, I need to tell this guy, we need to do this a little more, because if I don't have the experience, that guy over there has the experience, and let's do it. And Pedro said it. I enjoyed it. I really loved the way he was on me the whole game, and I hope he comes back and we continue this relationship. And let's not forget Pedro and Joel and even Ivan. Those are young catchers that need some guidance. Just because they are in the big league doesn't mean they don't need to get better or they don't need help. I think to stay at this level, that's when you need the most help, because sometimes you go through the minor leagues, then you get to the big leagues, and sometimes it's very easy to get to the big leagues to guys that have a lot of talent, a lot of power. But then once you get to the big leagues, what's your next challenge? Just be in the big leagues, just navigate, be a log in the ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, just like going around, here and there. No, you want that challenge. You want to be challenged at something or by someone. And I think having somebody like that, it challenged not only the catchers, but a lot of people. And who knows, perhaps even the manager, because I know they were talking a lot. They were talking, and he was talking with Dusty. He was talking with Stubby Clapp, with Pop Warner, with everybody. And I know from afar, looking at it, he enjoyed it, and those guys enjoyed it too. It was a good thing. It was a good thing to have him. And you said it. There's many legends and many Hall of Famers, but there's only one Yadi. And that guy, when you see him walk on the field, that person is special, and he is very special in many ways here in St. Louis.
And how lucky are we to have been able to chronicle even just a short bit of Yadi's time here?
Right. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. We will be right back. A quick message from Surfshark, and then we'll get right back to it.
Kratz, tell everyone why they need to look into a virtual private network, aka a VPN.
It's kind of like wearing trousers. It keeps everything private and secure whenever you venture out.
That's good. That's really good. And Surfshark creates user-friendly privacy and security solutions to protect your data and your privacy online. It enables you to virtually explore the globe, browse privately by encrypting your internet activity, and block ads and malware that may disrupt your experience. So go to surfshark.com/foul or use the code FOUL at checkout at surfshark.com to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. It's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee, and the FT fam is hooked up with 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN when you sign up at surfshark.com and use the code FOUL. It is time to take control of your online security. Try Surfshark today.
We've done a lot of talking about the state of the Cardinals organization, but one thing that I think we should bring a lot of light to, you've pointed out in the beginning of the episode, it's been 10 years of Spanish radio broadcasts here in St. Louis. You and Benji Molina have done an exceptional job in making the Cardinals more accessible, not just domestically, but globally. And that's important as Major League Baseball tries to expand its game, as the St. Louis Cardinals, one of the most historic organizations in sports, try to do the same. And I don't think maybe what you have done has been emphasized enough lately. So let's give it a shot. How does the Cardinals Spanish broadcast work for you? What do you enjoy about it?
It's a miracle that it's working. No, I enjoy everything. Like the people, like I always tell when people ask me, what's your favorite part of your job? The favorite part of my job is having those headphones on and talk about baseball. Like the people, meeting people like you, like, all of the writers, the players, the coaches, the owners, the GM, the new GM, like that is really, really good. And I enjoy that. I knew that was that was going to be the part of the job that it was going to be easy for me if there's a way, but nothing is ever easy. But connecting with the community, not only with the Latinos in San Luis, but the Latinos that are fans of the Cardinals worldwide, and Latinos that are worldwide fans of baseball. Because like I said yesterday, you were watching, I didn't know, but I told you, and you said you were doing it too. You were watching the Dodgers against the Angels. And tonight I'm going to watch whatever game is out there. Why? Because we love baseball. And whenever I'm watching, I like to listen a couple of innings in Spanish. Why? Because I want to know what's out there. I want to know who's out there. And I want to know what kind of competition is out there and see how I can get better by learning from other people. And that is very important, because when we look at others, when we see what others do, then help us grow, that's really good. And what we have done here in St. Louis, little by little, we are now a staple of Cardinals baseball, because over the last few years, you cannot paint the picture of the Cardinals without the Spanish broadcast and the calls and the moments that Benji and I have been able to throw out there to our fans, and to be able, like I said, JoJo's dad, they listen in Spanish in Mexico. His grandparents live in Mexico, and they don't speak a lot of English. So the families are connected with the players. This a couple of days ago, I was talking to Julio Rangel, our bullpen coach. His parents listen to the broadcast in Panama. And not only that, not only the families of the players, but people all over the world. They let us know where they're listening from. And you said it, MLB is telling us they want to grow the game of baseball worldwide, or keep growing it. Well, help us grow. Help me help you, as Jerry Maguire said in that movie. Help me help you. So help us help MLB continue to grow. And I know in St. Louis, the population of Latinos is not huge, is not big, like Chicago, New York, LA, or any place of California. But we are here, and I see them. I see me on the streets. I see the kids. I see them asking me for autographs and things like that. And that's important. I don't do this, and I'm going to talk about me. I don't do this because I want to be recognized, or I want people to give me likes on Instagram. That's the last thing in my worries. I have a family. I have myself. I have friends that I worry about. Likes or no likes on Instagram, whatever. If you like it, fine. If not, that's also fine. But September 18th, we just got a letter, and I got it, and then Benji also got it. We've been recognized by the city of St. Louis as part of a group. I think it's this year is 4 people that they are recognizing as Latinos helping Latinos. Like the Hispanic Heritage Month is being celebrated, and they are going to celebrate us. They're going to give us an award or a diploma. I don't do my job for that, but I welcome that, because being recognized, even though it's not part of what I want to do, it feels good. It feels good to know that people have your back. It feels good to know that people see what you do, hear what you do, and perhaps you don't see eye to eye with other people in the community, but when we work together, good things can happen. And yes, we've been doing 81 games now for 3 or 4 years now. Well, actually, since COVID, we've done every single home game. Hopefully, in the future, we can go out more. We can do out more. We can take Cardinal baseball to the road and continue to grow. That's one part. I like to be challenged. I like to feel that there's a challenge out there for me. And I think doing 162 at some point, it's going to be a good challenge. I'm up for it. And I only have to thank my family for supporting me, my wife, my kids, my dogs, my mom, my brother, my sisters, all of them. People like you, Katie, people like Derek Gould, people like Daniel Guerrero, like John Dent, Benjamin Hockman, all the writers here in St. Louis that from the day we got here have taken the interest of learning who is this guy, who are these people, because they are part of Cardinals baseball now. And that nobody's going to take that away from us. So yeah, thank you to the community, to the organization, of course, for helping us keep moving forward, and hopefully in the future we continue that. It's been a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot more fun in the future. And thank you for asking this, because it's important. It's important for people to know that we are here, and that we are here for you, and we welcome every single inch of help criticism, challenges. Let's go. Let's keep growing. I really enjoy my time here, and I cannot wait. I'm waiting to see what the future holds for me as a broadcaster, and obviously for the Cardinals Spanish broadcast. Because like I was telling somebody else, all the work that I've done this year is not just for me. Because one day, I don't know when, it could be standing up, or it could be with my feet in front of me. I'm gonna leave this place. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I can be walking or I can be dead, but somebody else is gonna come in and they're gonna keep the work or benefit from my sacrifices. And that is also part of the job. And I love that, to think that somebody else is gonna come in one day, one way or the other, and they're gonna benefit from what I've worked. That's what we do. That's what you also do, Katie Wu. I mean, being a minority, being a very smart female minority, it's not easy in your business. And we talked about this off camera, but what you do, what you've done here, it's not easy. And for that, my friend, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you, and I'm fired up. I feel like I could just run through a wall. Thank you for sharing that, and also congratulations to you and Benji on that award. It is well deserved. Anyone who has taken a look at how you have grown the Cardinals Spanish radio broadcast in this organization and just done so much for the Latino community knows that this is not just very well deserved, but very long overdue. So proud of you, my friend. And I'm excited to see you back at the ballpark tomorrow, Friday, for what was supposed to be a big one, but both these teams kind of in a free fall right
now. It is a big one for both of them, because let's just say the Cardinals sweep the Yankees. They are back in it.
That is exactly something they would do. That is, after losing to the Rockies, that's exactly what they would do.
Because we play up to the competition, or we play down to the competition. We go to LA and beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. Chicago, we beat them 2 out of 3. Then the Rockies, they beat us 2 out of 3. What's the most logical thing to happen? We beat the Yankees because they're tough.
Book it. You know it.
I just hope we have Las Diaz as an umpire, and then he messes up, and then Aaron Boone goes into to argue with him and starts doing his thing, like he did one day.
Between Aaron Boone and Ollie Marmol, there's going to be some.
Aren't they the 1 and 2 leading 1 and 2 on ejections? Oh, let's go! You see, there you go. If that doesn't get you excited,
please, normal, because I have both teams for the Athletic this series, which usually never happens.
Okay,
but no, I have the Yankees and the Cardinals at the same time. So guarantee some messed up stuff will happen this weekend. And if you are looking, of course, when you're a Cardinals perspective, you see the Yankees coming to town. You're very excited to see Paul Goldschmidt return to Busch Stadium. 6 years with the Cardinals, 2022 MVP, straight up great dude. Let's keep our fingers crossed for Paul Goldschmidt. Multiple New York reporters, including the Athletic's Brendan Cuddy, reporting that Paul Goldschmidt suffered a low-grade right knee strain on Tuesday's game against the Twins. He did not play Wednesday. An IL stint could be possible. The team will know more by Friday. So let's keep our fingers crossed that Goldie makes it to St. Louis, that he's healthy and he's good to go. That'd be pretty disappointing for the many fans hoping to give him a well-deserved standing ovation on Friday.
Hey, we can still clap for him. He doesn't need to play.
We'll still clap for Goldie.
Yeah.
All right, Polo, my friend, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Cardinal Territory. I cannot say enough good things about you, and we'll be here for another 15 minutes if I start. So just thanks again. Excited to break down the last 6 weeks of the season with you and to eat some Ted Drews in the booth. Can't wait.
Let's go.
All right, thanks always for watching, guys. This is Cardinal Territory. We will talk soon.